Hello everyone, and welcome to our game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from HipSGuinness. Guinness? Now I'm kind of thirsty and I want a beer. Anyway, he's in the Minotaur, the tier 10 British cruiser. He's on the map Warriors Path in a 3-point domination game. It's, well, obviously a tier 10 battle. The enemy team has the advantage with one more destroyer. The enemy team has a Des Moines 4 radar, the friendlies have a Donskoy. Both teams have a Missouri. So I guess overall somewhat even. The enemy still have the destroyer advantage though. And that could be problematic. Now the friendly team is focusing on B and C. And Guinness has moved himself close to point B. Now he is camping here just outside the point behind this island. Well, somewhat behind it. He can easily reverse back here if needed, if he runs out of his smoke. His right flank should be covered because the majority of the team is there and they successfully taken point C. And, well, the Loyang in here is capping. There is an Udaloy coming, but Loyang has some very powerful hydro, so he can just smoke hydro and hopefully stay safe. Looks like he got interrupted here, but this Udaloy is in for a lot of trouble if he actually tries to challenge this point. Now the enemy's got A. There are some friendlies over there. I'm not sure what this Atago is up to. Doesn't really make much sense where he's at right now. There aren't that many enemies there, so those 3 ships could potentially do something a day. We shall find out. So far, well, the friendlies are 1 ship behind, but they might just sink themselves a nice little Udaloy here. The Udaloy is probably in hydro range of the Loyang still. And, I mean, he is running away as fast as he can. Let's see if he can escape. Well, looks like he got away for now, but with pretty low health. So, the enemy team has to make a push here. They are currently focusing on the right side, and considering that there are quite a few ships here coming towards the left, I think point C will soon fall. Well, soon being a relative term. There is a Shimakaze here who is trying to intercept all those battleships, and I mean with the Shimakaze's torpedoes he can launch a pretty nice wall into this big blob of enemies. Meanwhile, HipSGuinness smoke ran out. So he has silenced his guns, he is in concealment, and they still haven't gotten B. But he might even go into the cap here. His smoke is soon ready and he might set up next to this island in order to harass these enemy ships in the north. Neptune is here as well. Now, British cruisers with good concealment and smoke are very good at, well, helping out with the objectives, getting close. Of course, they can just smoke up like destroyers can. If you have islands here, then it's perfect where you can sit behind. What's less perfect is that they just lost their spotting, I suppose. Now he is somewhat blind launching his torpedoes here, because why not? Of course, this is a bit of a problem if they don't have spotting on the German cruiser. The German cruiser might just come in here with hydro and spot them. Or it's also possible that the German cruiser is showing full broadside and sailing into torpedoes. Now he isn't shooting here even though he's seeing a broadside, because his torpedoes will do the job anyway. And the enemy cruiser was close enough to spot him when he fires in smoke, I suppose. So there was no reason to risk himself when he could just let his torpedoes do the work. Now the enemy push into point C is starting, I suppose. Not sure why they're leading it with a cruiser though. But considering he has that much battleship backup and the cruiser could simply reverse behind this island, he should probably be fine. Now the friendlies have taken point A, we don't know where this Yugumo went. But let's hope that those friendly ships are actually going towards B here, because that's where they are most likely needed next. Now there's a nice Yamato sitting there broadside on. Unfortunately, even though he is firing over this island, he is getting spotted here. I'm not sure if this island is to isn't high enough to prevent spotting, or if it could possibly be a Yugumo or something around somewhere. We don't know where this Yugumo went. He's most likely up in the north somewhere. I guess it's also possible that he's trying to ambush those 3 ships and then sneaks in behind them. Now, despite being spotted here, nobody is actually that interested in HipSGuinness. Somebody was aiming at him, but I don't think anybody actually fired at him. That's of course always amazing if you are in a cruiser. Now 19 seconds till he has his smoke, and he is giving a dangerous amount of broadside, but still nobody aiming at him, so I suppose it's fine. Not sure what the enemy battleships are aiming at, but yeah. Now friendly Kurfürst, an amazing brawler, is going in here. It's ship-wise, I mean, the teams are pretty even, despite this battle having been going on for a while now. There haven't been that many ships sunk, it's just that the friendlies have secured a much better position. And well, the Yamato is brawling with the Kurfürst. My money's on the Kurfürst. I think that Yamato is trying to ram, but he'll probably be disappointed, because he is going down way too fast for that. And suddenly the friendly team is in the lead with 2 ships. Now, the enemy still isn't making that much of a move on B. I mean, if all the enemy are doing is pushing through this small channel, then they will get utterly wrecked by torpedoes. They need those ships in the north to provide some flanking and to move in as well. But the Amagi isn't really willing to. The Des Moines is probably busy running away, not sure where the Edinburgh is at. The Edinburgh, for example, could set up here in the north with his smoke, could even provide smoke for the Des Moines or something like that. But anyway, we have a Yamato on the offensive, but we have a Shimakaze here who was just waiting for that, and is showing me Yamato that pushing through a narrow channel might not have been his smartest move. Then again, the Yamato didn't get hit that hard. Now overall this game is looking pretty good. The enemy still could have a comeback at this point. What they'd have to do although is, well, they'd have to start sinking a few ships and probably try to take B a bit more aggressively. Like, this Yamato needs some backup, right? The Yamato has the right idea in trying to take B, but he can't do it alone by pushing through a narrow channel. He would need a few forces maybe here in the north to provide some flanking, a friendly destroyer here with him with some nice torpedoes. Now the Missouri is coming in with the radar, but not sure if that will be enough. If they had some hydro in this push, it would have also been a lot better for the enemy team. Now meanwhile, Guinness here is feasting on that Missouri. He's taken quite a bit of damage here, but Minotaur is a quite powerful heal. And with the hydro running, he is easily avoiding those torpedoes. Now we still don't know where the Yugumo is. Probably the Yugumo's torpedoes from up here in the north somewhere. The Yugumo could still try to sneak past and take A. He could also try to torpedo through this channel next. I mean, if he's here up in the north, it would take him some time to relocate, but we shall see what he's up to. Now the Amagi is moving in. Now you can see the Amagi is still on almost full health, and while this whole push happened, the Amagi was just sitting up here, twiddling his thumbs. And now he's moving closer when the team is almost down. Now look at that, there is a Yugumo coming in. Now the Yugumo is trying something here, but yeah, hydro is running. The smoke won't help him. He didn't even... oh, he did get some torpedoes off. But Minotaur is pretty good at turning, so he can easily dodge those. So yeah, I mean, the enemy ships that actually push B, they did it like one at a time without proper support. And they got pretty much obliterated. And now you still have some very healthy enemy ships there. Well, not the Hindenburg, but quite a few very healthy ships here who are... Well, I don't know what they are going to do right now. The Hindenburg decides to just go for it, full broadside on in front of Minotaur. I have seen better decisions. Well, he's turning now, I suppose. And it looks like the Minotaur is lacking in spotting. There you go. Now the Edinburgh is also charging in here. But yeah, probably trying to go for a torpedo launch here because he's showing that much broadside. It's the only explanation I have. Now this Edinburgh is getting lucky that he hasn't been citadel or anything so far. There you go. There's the citadel. Now that was the torpedo launch, and that torpedo launch didn't do an awful lot. Now what's the Yamagi up to? For a moment I thought he'd finally go aggressive, but it looks like he is, well, turning towards the push here from the south. At this point, I mean, this game is lost for the enemy team anyway. All that's left for the friendlies is farm some more damage. And well, looks like he is avoiding some torpedoes there. So at least I managed that. And he went down. Now let's take a look at the results. HipSGuinness managed to get himself 3,217 base experience. Very nicely done by him. He earned himself Confederate, Dreadnought and High Caliber. He sunk 4 enemies, so almost got a Kraken, and he scored 282,000 points of damage. Yeah, he basically went to the center, set up shop there and just kept shooting things. And it worked out very nicely. So I hope you enjoyed this battle, and I'll see you guys next time.